Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa. I hope you're all having a wonderful and creative day. And today I'm going to put my signature into the purple journal. I still have not decided if I'm going to do a second journal for purple. I do have a few things left over for a second journal, but I'm not quite inspired. Haven't gotten inspiration to do one yet. So if you have a request for a different kind of journal that you'd like to see me do, put it in the comments. I'd love to hear. And if not, doing one there's nothing wrong with it. I have more than enough stuff to fill one. I do have more than enough stuff to fill two, but again, I don't want to just make something to make something. I'd like to have some inspiration for it. So I have taken the fabric that I've been doing for each color journal. I have sewn it together. I see there's white thread on this side and I had darker thread on this side. And I have decided, unlike all the other journals where this was the outside, I have folded it so that this is the outside. Because if you've been with my channel for a little bit, you saw that topper that I made. And I have it here. It is going to look better on this side than it would have on this side. This really just makes it disappear. So I thought this would be better to have on this side. For that. So I might put the topper on today. We'll see how this goes. I have it pulled out, but we will see. Okay, so I have squished it a little bit, hoping that it's gonna stay for that. But I'm also thinking, I wonder, so that's not tall enough to make a pocket. Pulled out my purple lace to possibly put behind the topper, or maybe to put as a trim on the side. That purple is not good, but this light purple would work. But I was also thinking, I think that would be too short for a pocket, so we're not gonna do that. Okay, so for my papers, I have put my signature together, but I'm just gonna go through it one more time just to see what it looks like. This is one of my digitals. I thought this would be really pretty on there. So that is one of the digitals. And then I've got a page from one of my font books. Thought that was a nice one. Oh, I also have some of my dyed paper. I did pull some out and used one sheet. I still have them available on my Etsy account for my, I'm just gonna say coffee dye, but it's not coffee dye because it's purple. My tie-dye papers. So I did add a purple one to this. This is from the coloring book. It's probably hard to see this, and I might have to show you. This paper is from the coloring book. It's pretty long. I do have one extra here. You can see how much longer it is for it. So what I did on this is I did fold it up about a quarter of an inch, 3/4 of an inch, and figured out which way it would be least likely to block, like this way. And what I did was I put some glue here to glue it down, and then when I opened this up, I put some glue here, so this stayed glued, so that it became a signature page. And then I just added, this would have been what this looked like with the white. I added some washi tape to cover the white. So this side it was here. Put it down. So this is how it would look. And this side just is peeked in like this. So that is how I shortened this page to make it fit a little better. I did cut a little bit off the edge to make it fit, but as it was, this was too big to fit in the journals. It would stick out too far. Sticks out too far. So that is what I did to fix that page. Okay, I was trying to straighten this out and I kind of made it worse. There we go. All right, this one I have printed just a light thing on the background, but I wanted it reversed. I thought that looked better against that, and that looked better against that. That is just a scrapbook paper that I printed on the back. This is one of my digitals. This is that video I did recently where I have the two pieces of paper where it became a pocket, and I did the distressed ink. Whoops, took too many pages. Here is one of those flip open belly bands. This is a belly band here, and then with the pocket and the pocket, and I might end up taking those out and changing them, but we'll see. how that goes. This is a Tim Holtz 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook that I have cut down into this probably about 6 inches tall. And I'll show you the other side. I did fold it because since it was 12 by 12, this would end up being 6, so it was too big. So I did fold it on the other end. I don't mind the brown on it because there's a lot of tans and browns in this. That is a digital. That is my digital. Some pretty flower paper. I think that's a digital. This is a piece of paper that I ink dyed. I did fold it because it was a little bit bigger to do a flip out. And here is my signature. Again, the center one, I had talked about that when I did the journal, that this would be pretty as a center. And sure enough, I did it. I'm even looking at it, would be pretty on the outside. But we're going to keep it center. Okay. This is that second side of this where I have a tabbed page. And this is why I ended up making it shorter, because when it was folded right in half, it was sticking out too far. This is a tuck in here, and it's got a tab and a tuck in this side. Put that back on there. I did that quite a while ago. I am not sure. It was like a reverse tab over the page. Here's the other half of the digital. These, I'm pretty sure, are from Joy Card Maker digitals. And they're fun because there's four different digitals on the page, so each page looks different. Like you wouldn't even know that that was part of the same one. And I thought that really went well together. Back side of my digital, and there is another. And again, this is, I'm pretty sure, a Joey Card Maker because it's got 4 different digitals on it. I like playing with those. I might start making some of those for my freebies, where I have it a little bit more eclectic, where you can kind of have a lot of variety. Okay, here is the other half of the Tim Holtz, where you can see that I folded this back and I did glue it so that it is a bit of a side tuck for that. And there's some more words on the inside. I thought it was kind of fun to have those words on it. This, I am not sure what I'm going to do with this because that's the other side of the belly band and it is white. So I might just find some big, I have bigger like pockets or stuff, put that on there. I'm not sure, ink it, whatever, because here's like the other side that I inked for that pocket. Back side of, oops, my digital, the scrapbooking back side. It's the other half of the flower page. Tie-dyed, that's that font one, and my digital, and the back side with the pretty butterfly to end the book. So, butterflies and squares, and just sweet. All right, so we are going to put it in the book. All right, so I've got my clips, and I have pulled out my wax linen thread. I do have the binding kit with some wax linen thread. I decided to do black for this. I probably could have found some trims in the purple, but this, and I think I counted it, there is 15 pages here. But there's some thicker pages. When I printed my digital on it, I printed on thicker pages. So it's pretty substantial. So I wanted to make sure I had a nice thick thread in there. So let's go ahead and, there we go. Let's go ahead and get this into the book and do my best to center it. Go. Boy, I jumped right in and didn't even ask how you were doing. How was your weekend going? Mine has been involved with being inside the house because it is, once again, hotter than the dickens outside. And I am not a fan. Not a fan at all. Okay. There's that. Now let's get this so I can poke the holes. The binding kit that I had with the 3 threads does come with the poker tool, which is good. And this thing is sharp. I have poked myself way too many times. Okay, I'm going to eyeball it to the center, which is going to be about right there. And I'm gonna poke straight down the best I can. And I'm gonna push it out. Make sure I've got a nice opening. All right, for the bottom, you do the top or the bottom next, but I'm gonna do about 1 inch up from the papers. Not 1 inch from the bottom of the book, because some of the papers are up a little bit higher. And I'm gonna flip it around to the top, and I'm gonna do it about the same inch up from the papers, and do that. Pretty straightforward. I think the last time I bound, I didn't show it on camera because I had so many, but I thought it's been a while since I've done it on camera. So let's see how I can mess this up, even though I've done this before. Okay, so I want the knot to be in the inside of the book, so I'm going to start from the inside of the book. If you want the knot on the outside, you put it on the outside. Okay, let's grab this and hold on to the end of the string. All right, I found that if I pinch the book and push straight down, it will go through properly, and it did. Just one of those things that took me a while to figure out it worked. Okay, so then we're going to go up and out the top. Once again, find that string and grab it. All right, now we're going to go back down through here. You don't want to pierce the thread, because there's a good chance that you won't be able to tie it properly if you do. And it felt like it went through, and it did not. We're going to try that one more time. All right, it's going back a little bit, so we're just going to pull it up, and there we go. I backed it out a little bit because it had gone through this rope, so I didn't want it to do that, so I just backed it out so that it is now not inside that rope. All right, we are going to put a string on each side of the center and give it a snug. I am going to remove my binder clips so that I can snug this book down to the actual journal. I find that if I got it clipped in, it wants to be raised up a little bit more, and this way it seems to want to do it better. All right, so we are gonna left over right, right over left, probably enough. We will do one more. I'm gonna leave it long. I do have some charms, and I might have some flower charms or butterfly charms. I am not sure, but I'm gonna keep it long for now. I just have not gotten a chance to look for it. If I can't find any charms, I'm just going to cut it straight to make it look like it's got little antennas. Okay. All right, we're just going to give a quick push here. Make it wanna be correct, and open and close properly. There we go. Beautiful. All right, let's see if we can add this journal topper to this, but I'm going to put my needle away first. Don't want to lose that. I have a couple replacements, but we still don't want to lose it. Okay, so I did find some of my, I mentioned it when I made this, cheesecloth. I could dye it purple, but then I thought, you know what, it'd be purple on purple on purple, and I thought white might actually make it show up a little bit better. I was thinking about putting white. There is 2 layers there, because one layer of white was really too thin. I was thinking about that. And I was also thinking about maybe adding a little bit of this lace to it, but you might not even be able to see it. Yeah, I don't really even see it. And I think, like I said, this purple is too dark. Oh, actually when it's opened, it's not too bad. Cheesecloth has a mind of its own, can I tell you? Oh, I don't mind that sticking out. All right, do I do it on one side or two? Probably just one. Do it on one. Okay. All right, I'm gonna cut this right about there. All right, so yeah, cheesecloth. I got this quite at least a year or so ago. A big pack from Joann Fabrics. It was like 6 yards. I don't think it was necessarily food grade cheesecloth because I think food grade cheesecloth is a less holy than this. Okay, so the question is, I try to glue this down. Just do some, this is Fabri-Tac, by the way, just to get it to stay a little bit. It's not going to be glued down in every spot. More of the glue that goes on the back of this will go through there and hold on to that. Okay, so I think I'm gonna glue this to the back of this so I know exactly where it needs to go instead of making it on here. Have it hang up a little bit off the top and a little bit off the bottom. Okay, so I think, kind of like with that benefit, I think I'm going to put the glue on my little raft pieces here and then stick it down for that. So let's see if we can, and I'm going to put, I put just a thin amount of glue for that cheesecloth on here because I really just kind of wanted it to just have a little place to grab. But since this is thicker, heavier, I'm going to put a thicker glob of Fabri-Tac. Now what's nice about Fabri-Tac is it does take a while for it to dry, so you can take your time to put this stuff on here. And I'm going to try to put a little bit on the edge here. I don't know how much is going to stick because that board is up a little higher. But we will see. Okay. As I'm pausing, I'm like, I'm going to throw just dropping some drops on here from up above. I don't want to get the Fabri-Tac on this nozzle, but I'm thinking just a little extra added security for this topper. It's not really heavy. I mean, you know, it's all paper, but it's definitely chunkier. Okay, now I think I'm going to put it up a tad higher, then lower, and centered. And I think I am going to put some glue on the edge of this lace. I'm trying to do this left-handed as I'm holding down the topper. Is quite the feat. I just go back and put a little bit more in there if I feel like it. There we go. I love it. I still love it. Most definitely. All right, I'm going to trim this instead of pulling it because last time I pulled something, it really jacked it up. And we don't want to do that. Don't want to pull it off. I think what happened too was this was folded over. I don't think I'm going to be able to fix that. Put a little bit of glue in here and squish it down. I don't think I put the glue up high enough for it. The bottom's sticking pretty good. This down here is sticking pretty good. Fun. Definitely fun. All right, let's get the pin back in that glue. I love it. All right, put this aside for a moment, and I think I'm gonna sort my purple ephemera. Now, when I said earlier that I have a lot of stuff, I was not lying. I don't think I'll put anything in there, but it'd probably be good, just like I said, just to sort it to see what I have. That could be a page topper. I do have a lot of digitals in here also, and they should hopefully all be in the front here. That's pretty. Kind of forgot what I put in here. It's been so long since I sorted these. This is the last one. All right, that's from the Chat GPT. There we go. Digital. All right, journal card. And a tag. This is a tuck with the journal card. Pretty tag. Another journal card and a journal card. All right, what are you? Oh, you're a flip. Flip pocket. Pocket, pocket, pocket. All right, another tuck and a tag. And you're like a beginning of a tag. We're going to put it with the decoration part. All right, you are wraparound pockets. Pockets, 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 pockets. Ephemera. Pockets, pockets, and ephemera. You are like a blank tag, journal card. Aren't you pretty? Pocket, pocket, pocket. Like a side tuck and a pocket. You can see why I said I have enough for 2 journals, but the way I'm separating this, I could have 3 or 4, I think. I have a lot of ephemera. All right, blank tag, blank tag. That could be like a blank tag, over the top, so you're interesting. Isn't that pretty? That's a, I'm gonna call that tag journal card done. I think that's pretty, and that's pretty. Journal card's done. Ooh, belly bands, forgot about those belly bands. Just blank. And tag. Ooh, 2 more belly bands. All right, you are a wraparound pocket or over the top pocket, and these are my things to slide in there. So pockets and a tag. Ooh, another belly band. Digitals, digitals, digitals. See what I was saying, that blank page? I have stuff like this that I could always, glue, attach to that page to make that a decoration for sure. Right. Just trying to put the smaller digitals on top of these. I sure have a lot of purple digitals, holy cow. Holy cow. There we go. Okay. All right. You purple, but you still would go with it, the beige. I like it. So pocket, pocket. Okay. All right, so we're going to put the digitals back in the envelope because they're kind of unruly. I'm going to staple this. Coming apart. All right, and then I've got the journal cards that are not finished. Put those in the back there. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pockets, which is actually not too bad because you put 5 in the front, 5 in the back. That might work for that. And then 1 belly band front, 1 belly band back. That'll work. And then I got this, I think I have a good amount. I do not think I'm going to need to make anything for this. That is for sure. Okay, well, I think I'm going to call this video done because I don't want to start the filling of the journal just yet. I want to let that topper dry a little bit more before I start flipping it over. But the next time you see this, it will be where I'm going to start putting the pockets in here and filling it, and I might be able to get it done in one fell swoop. And I'm not even sure this is going to get used for anything. All right, well, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing this journal come together. And again, if you have any thoughts and ideas on a second journal, put a comment below. I'd love to hear it. All right, that's going to be it for me today. Thanks so much for stopping by, and as usual, I hope you all have a wonderful and creative day. Bye now.